Welcome to HelpYourMath.com. In today's video, we're going to be covering the multiplying and simplifying method. Right? And in these cases, we have binomials by trinomials, which is usually incorporated under the foiling principle. Now, it's a little harder to do FOIL when you have 2 and 3. However, using this new method that I'm going to show you guys for ungrouping, which is not so new by the way, it's going to be a lot easier for you to produce the product of these kind of terms. Even for binomials, you can use this. So what we do when we're doing this is we take the first problem here, we're going to have 2x's, take away 3, multiplying by x squared plus 4x's minus 2. What we want to do is we want to ungroup the first of the two sets, right? So we're going to take this 2x minus 3 and we're going to separate it into two sets. So we're going to have a 2x here, we're going to have a minus 3 here. What we're going to do is we're going to put the distribution of these terms isolated. So we're going to have this 2x by everything in here, which is x squared plus 4x is minus 2. And we're going to have the negative 3 multiplying by everything here, which is x squared plus 4x's take away 2. And this makes it easier for you to keep track of what the multiplications are doing. Besides this, what we're going to need to know how to do is how to combine like terms. And I'll show you guys a good method for doing that as soon as I do the product of these two and do the distributions independently, right? So doing them independently is a little easier for you because instead of doing each term and writing them down, this way you can actually just take your time doing it and get the right answer. So 2x's by x squared is 2x cubed. 2x's by 4x's are 8x's squared. And 2x's by negative 2 is negative 4x's. Now we're going to take care of the second set here. And we have negative 3 by x squared is negative 3x's squared. We have negative 3 by 4x's, which is negative 12x's. And negative 3 by negative 2 is positive 6. Now we want to combine like terms, and we're looking for any unique exponents that are identical, right? So here we see we have a square term for x. Here we have another square term for x. We also have regular x's, right? Here we have 2 regular x's. Everything else is unique. The 2x cubed is going to be unique, so we could just bring that down. Then we have plus 8x squared and negative 3x squareds. And we're just looking at the coefficients of these and adding them up. So positive 8, negative 3, keep the sign of the larger, which is a positive 5. And it's an x squared term. Here we have negative 4x's, negative 12x's. Same sign, we combine the terms and add them up. Keep the sign of the symbols, right? So negative 4, negative 12, it becomes a negative 16x's. And we have then positive 6. And that completes the distribution. All right? Now there's also another way that we call the stacking method that we could do this with, which makes it a lot easier also because the terms are in order. It wouldn't be too bad to take a look into it. But let's try this ungrouping method first, and maybe we'll try the other method with this last one. All right? So let's ungroup the second set. Here we have 5x's, take away 4, multiplying by x squared minus 3x's, take away 1. Again, let's ungroup this. Let's break it down by ungrouping. And we have 5x's first. And we're going to bring the whole second set here. X squared, take away 3x's, take away 1. Then we have a negative 4 next to the 5x's. So we're going to bring that out over here. We're just going to write x squared, take away 3x's, take away 1. What we're going to do again is distribute. So here 5x by x squared is 5x's cubed. 5x by negative 3x, positive and negative make negative. 5 by 3, 15, and the x by x is x squared. 5x's by negative 1, that's negative 5x's. The next term is negative 4 times x squared, which is negative 4x squared. Negative 4 by negative 3x's, that's positive 12x's. And negative 4 by negative 1, that's positive 4. Again, we're looking to combine our like terms. Here we have an x squared. Here's another x squared. Here we have just an x. Here's just an x. Notice I used different lines under each one that were identical. So for the double x squared, for the x squared term, I have 2 lines. For the x, I have a single line. There's nothing like 5x cubed, nothing like 4. So I have the 5x cubed first. Negative 15x squared, negative 4x squared, same sign. Combine the numbers, keep the sign. That makes 19 with x squared. Here we have negative 5x's, positive 12x's. They're different signs, so we have to subtract the two magnitudes, right? So 12 take away 5 is 7, and which one has the larger sign? which is the larger number out of the two signs. The larger number is 12, so we're going to keep the symbol positive. 12 take away 5 is 7 again, and we keep the x's with it. And finally, positive 4. And that takes care of this multiplication and simplification. Now, as I mentioned, there is another way to do this, which we call the stacking method. And for a lot of people, when they're introduced to this kind of work, usually the stacking method works really well. So I wouldn't mind showing you guys how the stack method works. And this is very similar to what you know of multiplication for regular numbers, right? For instance, like if I have 1, 2, 3 times 45, what happens here is I do the first number times each number independently, right? So I get 3 by 5 is 15, 5 by 2 is 10 plus 1 is 11, 5 by 1 is 6. We skip a space here, and we continue with 4. 4 by 3 is 12. 4 by 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9, 4 by 1 is 4. Then we just add them up. And that's what we're going to do in the stacking method, right? So what we do is we take the smaller of the two, and we put it on the bottom while we put the larger one on the top. This works very well for this problem because they're in descending order, right? And so, when we're using the stacking method of multiplication, what we do is we take the first term and multiply it by each term, writing the results on the first line. So positive 3 by negative 1, negative 3. Positive 3 by negative 2x's, negative 6x's. Positive 3 by 4x squareds, that's positive 12x squareds. Then we're going to skip a space, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to continue with the next term, the same way we would do it here, right? We skip a spot, and so we have 4x's by negative 1 is negative 4x's. 4x's by negative 2x's is negative 8x squareds. 4x's by 4x squareds are 16x cubes. And now we're just going to add the two lines together. So we start at the very right of the end, and we have negative 3 comes down, negative 6x's, negative 4x's, same sign. Keep the symbol, add the numbers, that makes 10. Here we have two different symbols. We have a positive 12x squared, negative 8x squared. So we take the difference of the two numbers. The difference of 12 and 8 is 4. And we keep the sign of the larger number. In this case, the 12 is bigger than the negative 8, right? So the 12 is bigger than 8. We keep the symbol of the 12. And we bring down the 16x cubed. So this covers both the stack method and the ungrouping method, which are very useful in distributing for multiplying and simplifying. Thank you.